One of the main complaints against bottled water is its carbon footprint. It has a water footprint also, but mostly what people have latched onto with this pushback against bottled water is the bottle's carbon footprint. And it takes oil to make the bottles that we use. It takes oil or natural gas. And the Pacific Institute has done a lot of work. That's a nonpartisan think tank based in California. And they've figured out that the bottles made in the United States each year take the equivalent of 17 million barrels of oil to make each year, and that making the bottles generates 2.5 million tons of CO2 each year. Then there's more oil involved in pumping the water from the earth and transporting it to bottling plants, running the plants, filling the bottles, transporting all those little bottles to stores, and then we buy the bottles, and then they have to be either recycled or transported to landfills, or they're littered. And there's a carbon footprint involved in moving the bottles around to their next place. So there's a pretty hefty carbon footprint on a bottle of water, much thousands and thousands of times higher than drawing a glass of water from the sink. I think people drink bottled water for a couple of different reasons. One of the big reasons is convenience. People don't want to carry around a bottle with them, or it never even occurred to them to carry their own water with them. They didn't camp or hike or bike, and they're thirsty, and we have now this culture of convenience and instant gratification, and when you want something, you want it now, and it's bottled water is in our face constantly. It's in advertisements, print ads, magazines, it's on TV, and we know that if we go to the corner store, we can grab a bottle of water and drink it, and our thirst will be quenched instantly. We are not people who want to wait anymore. We used to, if we were thirsty when we were out, we would wait until we got where we were going, and then we'd get a drink of water from the sink or ask for, find a fountain. So convenience is a big part of it, and then there's the perception that bottled water is better than tap water. And this is a complicated question. It's really not a black and white issue, because tap water is water is a very local issue, and tap water is different everywhere. But by and large, tap water is just as good, can be just as good as bottled water. Not all bottled water is perfect, not all tap water is perfect, but for most people in this country, tap water meets or exceeds federal safe drinking water standards and is perfectly fine to drink. But I recommend that people find out exactly what's going on with their tap water. Don't just assume that it's of poor quality because you have some vague feeling based on the bottled water company's advertisements. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars trying to mold public opinion to get us to doubt our tap water. So I think that people should read their consumer confidence report. If you pay a water bill, you get this once a year, and it's available online. Then do further testing at the tap, because the utility is responsible for water quality only up until your service lines. You could have corroded pipes or lead or copper in there. You could have dead pigeons in the water tank in your building. So you need to test your water at the tap through an independent certified lab and find out about organics and inorganics. And then if you find anything that's distasteful, or actually if you have contaminants of concern, then you can get yourself a nice point of use filter, something you attach to the sink, or install like a reverse osmosis unit that plumbs in under the sink, and protect yourself and drink from the tap that way. I mean, this line that these companies are bottling our water and selling it back to us doesn't hold much water with me, because I feel like I don't buy it, and you don't have to buy it either. No one's making you buy this water. But if we continue to ignore our municipal water systems, if we give up on protecting watersheds and stopping polluters, and if we don't have the money to upgrade treatment plants and repair our pipes, which are falling apart rather quickly, then our tap water is not going to be safe to drink, and we're going to have to buy then we will have to buy the bottled water, and then we really will have a right to complain about them selling it back to us. So this is what the case that I make in my book toward the end. Whatever you drink, we need to support municipal water supplies, because drinking privately supplied bottles of water, little plastic bottles, isn't sustainable. It's too expensive, and it's too hard on the environment, and it's going to exclude, it's going to leave people who can't afford good water, privately bottled, it's going to leave them out, and they'll be left to drink tap water that's of ever worse quality. Violet, come here. Want to be on camera? Come here. There's the cat. There.
Yeah, there.
That's who's been meowing.
I'll use that.
This is Violet.
Violet.
Violet Kreutzer. Okay. She's not usually so vocal.